This is the day the invasion began. It's an average day in LA, New York, London, Tokyo. For most of us, this was just another Tuesday. But that would soon change. It started out innocently enough. People noticed strange lights filling up the sky. At first glance, they looked like colorful fireworks. But then people noticed that they were moving erratically. And when these objects got closer, they realized what they were looking at wasn't fireworks, but something straight out of a nightmare. These were the first monsters to appear above our cities. No government knew what to do. There was no warning, no sign of an attack coming. All we could do was watch in horror as these creatures descended upon our world. They looked like nothing we had ever seen before. Some were giant and bulky, while others were fast and agile. They had no discernible facial features except for their gaping maws filled with rows and rows of razor-sharp teeth. Their eyes glowed an eerie red color. And despite their grotesque appearance, they seemed to move with a disturbing grace. From the moment they touched down, these beings wasted no time in wreaking havoc. They rampaged through our cities, leaving behind scenes of utter devastation. These creatures weren't here to negotiate or coexist. They had one goal: total domination. As the dust settled, we got our first good look at what we were dealing with. The invaders came in three distinct varieties. The first were the bulkier of the three, standing over 20 feet tall and weighing several tons. They were incredibly strong, able to level entire city blocks with a single swipe of their massive claws. Then there were the medium-sized ones, about the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. These creatures were just as dangerous as their larger counterparts, if not more so due to their speed and agility. They moved with a fluidity that belied their size, leaping over cars and buildings with ease. The smallest of the three were also the most numerous. Standing around 7 feet tall, these humanoids were fast, cunning, and aggressive. They attacked in packs, overwhelming their victims with sheer numbers. Despite their differences, all three types of these creatures seemed to share a common intelligence, a hive mind that allowed them to coordinate their attacks and adapt to their environment with unnerving speed. In the face of such overwhelming odds, governments scrambled to respond. But what could they do? These creatures were unlike anything we had ever encountered. There was no playbook for such an event. The military was deployed, but conventional weapons were useless against these invaders. Bullets simply bounced off their thick hides. Tanks and artillery had no effect. These monsters were immune to the firepower that had leveled entire armies in the past. As the attacks continued, entire cities were leveled, infrastructure destroyed, millions of people were displaced, their lives upended in an instant. The world as we knew it was collapsing. Amidst the chaos and destruction, a small group of unlikely heroes began to emerge. There was Dr. Ellis, a brilliant geneticist, who may hold the key to understanding these creatures. Captain Rhodes, a grizzled veteran who has seen his fair share of battles. Maya, a resourceful scavenger who knows how to survive in this new world order. And Ben, a young hacker who can navigate the digital underworld. Together, this ragtag team must learn to work together, if they are to stand any chance of survival. They set out on a perilous journey across a war-torn landscape in search of answers. But even as they struggle to stay alive, they must also contend with the psychological toll this ordeal is taking on them. They are haunted by the horrors they have witnessed, the loved ones they have lost. As they journey deeper into the heart of the monster-infested territory, they discover a hidden research facility. It seems that somewhere deep within this complex holds the key to everything. What they find inside is both shocking and terrifying. The creatures that have been tearing apart our world aren't from another planet or dimension. They were created here on Earth through genetic experimentation. But why? Who is behind this and why? The answer, when they finally uncover it, is both tragic and horrifying. You see, humanity in its quest for knowledge and power has unleashed something it cannot control. In their arrogance, they thought they could play God, but they forgot one crucial thing. They ignored the laws of nature. These creatures, abominations that they are merely the result of that hubris. They are a cautionary tale, a warning of what happens when humanity's curiosity gets the better of it. In the end, they didn't come from anywhere. They're a part of this world, a dark mirror reflecting humanity's own capacity for evil. And as our heroes race against time to find a way to stop them, they must also confront the darkest parts of themselves. Because in the end, the greatest threat to humanity might not be the monsters that walk among us, but the monsters that lurk within. In the face of this existential threat, our heroes must summon every ounce of courage and determination they possess. They know that what they are about to do is a long shot, but they are humanity's last hope. Dr. Ellis, with his intimate knowledge of genetics, develops a plan. He believes that by exploiting certain genetic weaknesses, they may be able to stop the creatures. Captain Rhodes, with his combat experience, assembles a defense, utilizing whatever resources they can scavenge. Maya, with her street smarts, scouts ahead, gathering intel and supplies, and Ben, with his technical expertise, works to disrupt the creature's communication and technology. Together, they form a bulwark against the creature onslaught. They repel attack after attack, buying precious time. Meanwhile, the world watches, holding its breath. Will this ragtag team succeed where nations have failed? Can they stop the creatures and save humanity? As the battle rages, our heroes make a grim discovery. The creatures aren't just attacking cities. They are systematically hunting down survivors. They are deliberately targeting those who try to flee. This isn't just about conquest or domination. It's personal. These creatures are hunting, and humanity is their prey. This revelation adds a new layer of urgency to their mission. This isn't just about survival anymore. It's about revenge. Humanity's last stand becomes a battle for justice. Yet even as they fight back, a shadow of doubt remains. Are they truly making a difference? Or are they just delaying the inevitable? Yes. The body count rises. The question becomes more pressing. Are the creatures too powerful? Is humanity doomed? Our heroes, battered and exhausted, press on. They know that even if they can't win, they must try. Giving up is not an option. Then comes a breakthrough. Dr. Ellis discovers a way to exploit the creature's genetic weaknesses. With Captain Rhodes' help, they develop a weapon that can turn the tide. It's a risky gamble, but they have no choice. Creatures are relentless, and time is running out. In a desperate gamble, they deploy the weapon. It's a long shot, but it just might work. As the creature's numbers dwindle, hope rekindles. Perhaps humanity does stand a chance. But their victory is short-lived. From the shadows, a new threat emerges. A mastermind who orchestrated this entire invasion, a puppet master who manipulated everything for his own ends. He reveals himself, his face a mask of arrogance and disdain. He makes it clear that he sees humanity as inferior, that he has engineered this invasion to prove it. He gloats over the carnage, reveling in the destruction he has caused. But our heroes aren't finished yet. They rally, their resolve hardening. This isn't just about survival or revenge anymore. It is about justice, about making the mastermind pay for what he has done. A final confrontation ensues, a battle to the death between humanity's champions and the mastermind. It is a close call, a hard-fought battle, but in the end, good triumphs over evil. The mastermind is defeated, his plans foiled. The aftermath, as the dust settles, the survivors begin to pick up the pieces. It is a long road to recovery, but they are undeterred. They rebuild their lives, stronger and wiser for the ordeal they have endured. The memory of those lost is honored, their sacrifice serving as a reminder of the cost of complacency. Humanity has learned a hard lesson. The monsters they faced were a product of their own hubris, a dark reflection of their own capacity for evil. But they have also shown remarkable resilience and courage in the face of annihilation. They gaze up at the night sky. They do so with a newfound respect for the unknown. They know now that the greatest monsters may not be the ones that lurk in the shadows, but the ones that dwell in the hearts of men.